And folks, we are back in it with the Pocket League Frostborn Legends. We're heading back into the matchup between Moices and Mistyc versus Shirro and Poro. And now, after a shortened term, we're going to be able to see this matchup once again. It's going to be Moices and Mistyc with the Steven and Bugs Bunny, while Shirro and Poro coming back with Wonder Woman and Shaggy combo. What do you expect to see coming into this, MirrorMan?
Right off the bat, I'm expecting to see Shirro frontline, Poro sit back, charge. That's what their default is, I feel like. And then once that doesn't work, they'll change it up. But I feel like they always want to stick it out to that, just to see how things go. Generally speaking, I think we're going to be seeing Shirro try to stay on to Misty a lot more than before. Right off the game, by the way, we see Poro sit back while Misty immediately comes at him with the tunnel, tries to force off the pressure so he can't go for the charge. Phenomenal start to the game from Misty right now. They got so much damage on both the players. On blue, he gets the double. On the red, he got the double nair, forces Shirro up high. They will try to do Rita dodge to the right, which they don't end up finding, but it's such a great start for the blue team.
It's really been fascinating to see. They have so much damage already done to Shirro and Poro, especially on that initial dive on Poro as well, who finally finds some space to try to build some rage, but that threat is gone immediately. Poro really high up there. Shirro as well is currently in a 1v1, but it's going to be Poro getting knocked out first, and Shirro now on the edge, but Moices and Misty have stepped away, providing Shirro a chance to come back, and that's not going to be enough as Shirro gets knocked out as well. 2 in the lead, 3 in the lead for blue.
Misty is making things happen right now. All of these nairs forcing them over to the corner. Shirro and Poro can't even seem to find a way in to this set to even begin, man. Moices 104 at the edge. They need to get this kill if they want a chance back into the game, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Misty reads a dodge from Poro, reads a dodge in again from Shirro. He's just catching every dodge over and over again. These jabs, these nairs. And Moises is also just doing a phenomenal job of every time Misty gets an opening, he hits it with a nair. I think Shirro got bubbled near the top last time, and the bubble actually took him off the top. And that was, I mean, that's a 4 stock to start off the set.
Honestly, I really thought they were going to dive in more on Moices, but recognizing the damage from Misty immediately shifted focus. But Misty able to stall out for a time, and that has to be frustrating for Shirro and Poro as well, because they had so many opportunities to get these knockouts, and but just couldn't take away any stock from Moices and Misty. What do you think was the deciding factor for this first game?
They just didn't shut either of them down. They just didn't win neutral. They had there was 3 different times their game where Misty stood still and nared or jabbed, stood still, and either Shirro or Poro rolled into it. Whatever they're doing to just make sure Shirro and Poro can't play the game they want to play is just working. No dodge attacks are working. They just need to stuff them out preemptively. I think I need to see more stairs and neutral from Shirro. I think I need to see Poro maybe play a bit more floaty, less on the ground. But just in general, they just need to, I mean, it really just boils down to it. If you don't win neutral, you won't win the game. Like there, once again, we see Poro immediately get jumped on for trying to charge rage at the start from Misty with the immediate tunnel. He takes 50 damage for his troubles. The same thing happened last game. There was like no adjustment made there.
Yeah, Poro needs to stop stepping back so far because he's going to get dove on immediately. And now Shirro currently fighting against Steven and Bugs Bunny, has them both locked up, but not enough as Hitstone has ended. Moices now chasing in after Poro, and there's a pie coming out from Misty, missile up, and not able to get a confirmation. That's enough to do some heavy damage on Poro, and that's gonna be a knockout once again. Poro first to go out once more, but they're gonna fight back, able to get the drop on Misty.
Bouncy safe, about to come down on that right side of the tunnel. You got to be scared. Shirro doesn't want to engage with it, so he's playing slow over on the right. Manages to lasso his teammate to safety, but he's potentially in a bad spot on his own over here on the right platform at 120%. He is in burnout, but it doesn't really matter. Poro just trying to distract on the left side of the stage, gets a bit of an opening onto Misty, forced to drift off stage, but I mean, honestly, it looks like Misty and Moices are just ignoring Shirro. He's just been stuck at 120, like, let's just start racking up damage on Poro. No need to force something on the Wonder Woman, who's just kind of playing slow over there. This little shield bash from Shirro, gonna force them both over to the right, gets an up special to knock away the bugs as well. Now Shaggy has rage move to come in, but he does whiff it. He goes too high, straight above Misty's head. And right now, I mean, Misty, he's trying to wrap up the 3rd stock in this game, but if they get damage onto Shirro, they're in such a good spot right now. Not gonna let Poro charge this rage off stage. Rocket to protect himself on the way back for the recovery, but the sidekick off the Steven shield will be enough for Poro to take that stock. And the question is can Shirro hold on to the stock for long enough? How much damage does he take before Poro goes down? Right now, he hasn't taken any. Only sitting at 30%. You got to start doing some damage to Misty, though. Nice little up tilt. Doesn't get the dodge read with the Sair. And Poro on the left side, able to finally find the final hit onto Moices. This is a chance for Shirro and Poro to get on the board. You have Shaggy Rage move, but he just does it right into the armor break of the Rocket.
Well-timed rocket from Misty, but now it's on burnout. It's going to be chased down by Poro. Poro's going to get the final knockout with that knee, and they're going to take game 2 in their favor. Quick adjustments from Poro. I feel like the deciding factor to me was being able to effectively use that sidekick out on the very edge of the screen to build up that rage art, and then finally able to break through, and that led to that initial charge. Caused a little bit of panic on Moices and Misty, but Shirro, being ignored, was able to utilize that time fairly well.
All right, well, we saw a bit of an adjustment that game. They didn't have... I mean, honestly, I don't even know if they really adjusted the game plan that much. It feels like they just won neutral a lot more. They didn't just get blown up by Misty every single time they got hit. Moises didn't get as many big landing nair openers as he did before. I think generally I'm seeing a lot more willingness to ledge stall from Shirro and Poro. Whenever one of them is in a bad spot, they're just deciding, hey, let's just sit here for a minute, let my teammate come help, rather than trying to force their way back into it immediately, which I like to see. Here we go, we got the bug snares, trying to catch them over to the right. Steven Bomb and Watermelon Steven going to be a lot of pressure for Shirro and Poro to get around. Shirro takes quite a bit of damage on the way back in, but the advantage sequence onto Moises means it's actually not that bad for him. It's the up special onto Misty as well. Dash attack to force Moises over to the left side. Do they get the edge guard? Downward sandwich throw from Shaggy is not enough, but neither is the rocket into up air. Poro's going to hold on to his first stock.
Shirro nearly getting knocked out from Steven, but not able to fully commit to the bit. Has to focus on Poro. Enough damage done to Shirro will at least get that first stock taken away on red. Poro, in rage, is waiting for a chance to strike. Is building up time. Has a sandwich. Goes for the throw. That's armor breaking. Able to take out... not Moises, that was actually Watermelon Steven once again. But Moises coming back in. High damage in the moment. Might be in danger as Poro doesn't have rage and instead has to go for a sandwich.
Ooh, instant pop on the rage on the side of Poro. Counter hits Misty. Actually forces him up to the top blast zone right now. Misty low on resources. Use both dodges right now. Poro can find the up special, but he does whiff it. But he finds the kill onto both of them anyway, with the up special onto Steven and the downer onto Bugs. Poro, the last person holding on to the stock right now, trying to make as much value out of it as possible before he goes on to the final one, and he is making it work. Rage move onto the Steven. Small opening onto the Bugs. Gets caught by an air Sair, but I mean, that's enough damage for that to be worth it. We're all the way up to 40% on Steven, and a chance for more with his rage move.
Yeah, Steven with some quick heals, able to bring it back down, but not enough. Currently on burnout, as well as tries to touch, can't avoid the sandwich, can't avoid the up, and Poro will clarify.
I can't believe that sandwich healed. He was at what, 80%? 3 stacks a weekend plus the sandwich throw just kills off the top there.
Yeah.
You almost never see sandwich throw kill off the top like that. At least a vertical throw for it, because a lot of Shaggies will throw it across the map and it can still kill that way. But usually when you throw the sandwich up, it doesn't. It normally doesn't do that. It's a rare situation where it actually comes to fruition, and Poro just aware of it. Takes him off the top.
It felt like a torpedo sub with the way that sandwich threw up and just took out Moises so quickly, especially on that weekend as well. Very impressive run down there, back on match point, still in their favor, looking to get into grand finals. Moises and Misty's need to find a quick response, but they're going to get mixed up the entire time. Shirro taking a bunch of the damage, but still dishing out even more with the help of Poro.
Pretty decent start for Misty and Moises so far. Already got Shirro up to 80%, and he used the down tilt, so he doesn't have that charge. But Poro able to get some rage on deck right now. Throws it a little bit high with that side special, but it forces Misty up from the edge in burnout, which means Shirro has a chance to push this advantage. This little dodge read from Misty, but it's not going to be enough to get anything big converted right now. Question is, can they get this kill onto Shirro while he's in the corner? Rocket's going to protect the center. He has a tunnel set up air to force Poro off stage, but Shirro is making some openings of his own happen, and the up air nair knockback stack between both the players on blue. Shirro is the first one to lose his stock right now. Being said, they are pretty close to taking both the stocks on blue, but Shaggy will lose his as well to the nair Sair from Bugs. Misty making some things happen right now. Jumping up to the top, setting down a safe. No, it doesn't look like it's going to get anything off of it, really.
Would be edge for Poro, but that's enough to try to bring focus back onto Misty, and that's going to be Moises able to get knocked out. Now only one in favor of red, but it's 2-1. Misty with heavy damage on them. On trying to find some space, goes underground, hopefully break away from Poro, who's on burnout. Moices diving in on Shaggy, tries to keep him down. It's going to smash down and get that dare to work in his favor.
A great find for Moices. And now Shirro and Poro are incredibly on the back foot right now. Got to get out through a whole extra stock, even if they manage to kill the Steven here. You got to get some damage onto Misty somehow. With that up air out of the tunnel. Misty not even going to give it to him. Just stays in their face, say, "Hey, I can just get this kill. I don't even need to worry about it." So evens up the set count at 2-2. 1 to go. Going into a game 5 to see who's going to get their chance in grand finals.
What's been really impressive is in the past couple of rounds for the set, it's felt like one team has been considerably in favor, just taking momentum for themselves and really pushing the momentum forward. I think the most surprising play was still that sandwich from Poro to take out Moises in the previous game for game 3. But now going to game 5, it's going to be really tough to see who makes that adjustment and how they can take advantage. Moises is just finding his spot so well against Poro, though.
For sure. That's kind of just been, I mean, honestly, we're talking about like what is the determining factor in a lot of these games so far. That game, it didn't really feel like Poro got much done. Honestly, he didn't really get any big rage move conversions. He didn't really get any of the early kills you need to see him get. He was getting stuffed out a bit by the bugs as well.
Yeah, and what's been very impressive is honestly just Moises able to take advantage. And I love Shirro's playstyle just really getting into the mix, but the total combination just being too much for Shirro. And again, trying to find that space for Poro to get that rage art, but I feel like Moises and Misty will take game 5 just because of this momentum shift in their favor. We haven't really seen too much of a deciding factor in that last game, and one side being able to dominate in the previous 2 games before that. What do you think is going to be the major thing that Moises and Misty C need to have on the field, how they need to play in order to get their run back against Jungle and PRZ?
I think I think they really need to make sure that they just aren't getting blown up by Shaggy Rage. I think if Poro gets 2 or 3 rage moves this game, it's over. It's really such a game decider because they've been proving over and over that if Poro doesn't get his big stuff off, they're doing so well. They're winning neutral a lot. They're getting more team combos going. They're getting more damage potential. They're getting earlier kills across the board. But whenever they have weakened stacks on them, or whenever Shirro gets forces someone into burnout near the edge, those are like their 2 big things. Whenever those things happen, that's how they've been losing. And I mean, as long as they're avoiding that, really, I think they're in a prime spot to get the run back.
And I think Shirro's done an effective job of trying to get anyone on red side on the blue side to be in burnout. The overall issue so far has been just converting on that kill, converting on that loss of dodge, and missing those iframes. And so it'd be nice to see Poro being able to step in, being able to convert and add to that damage as well. But that rage art is such an important factor for their offense. Continuously being shut down by Moises is going to be such a huge detriment for them. So game 5, the big things I'm going to look for is, as you said, we're going to see for those rage art conversions and how well they can force Moises and Misty to be on burnout as we start game 1. Moises already low on the dodge meter.
Right off the bat, though, but I will say on the side of Red Team, even though they burned out a lot of dodge meter to do it, they instantly were ready for Poro to charge off stage. Misty instantly in position, sets up the tunnel. And I mean, the damage-wise is looking pretty good in their favor so far. They have both the people on red split right now. Decided to jump on Shirro, and Shirro is going to be able to get through. I don't know about that decision. That just let Poro get a rage move for free. But will he manage to find the mark? And he doesn't. So the jump onto Shirro ends up being a really good option. Poro gets no value out of whatever he's been doing. Misty, 40 seconds into the game, has not been hit a single time. Finally gets 1 Wonder Woman up special, but it's only 8 damage, man. They're in such a good spot.
Yeah, so far they're able to just edge guard, and now both Shirro and Poro both on the same side, but Poro's able to pick up the rage art. That might be enough to be the deciding factor in this run to get some stock, able to take out Watermelon Steven, but at the end of the day, Moises and Misty diving in on Shirro will get the first stock, but Poro still with that space to pick up rage art. He's going to try and get that sidekick on Misty, will not convert on the run.
Shirro manages to find this kill on Moices over in the corner. It could potentially be large, but Misty on the right side just takes out Poro with the Nair conversion once again. Always in the right position, always hits the follow-up. And like they're honestly starting to run with the game a little bit right now. They're up 2 stocks, they're up a lot of percent. They're about to lap them, honestly. If these combos keep going, they force Shirro over to the side. He's getting near death percent. Poro's the one you have to have stock tanking now, but he's already hurt himself. Oh, and it's just so good for Misty and Moices. They finally, Shirro, the reversal dare was he was so aware of it. It was such a great dare, but he's still so far behind. Up air from Misty, kills him off the top, and now it's just Shirro forced to stall in the blast zone. And Moises just comes down, he just duffs him. It's up with the doink. Removes him from the game. Moises and Misty get their run back in grands.
I really want to see someone take that clip and just add a boink sound effect, a bonk sound effect to Shirro at the very end. What a play from Moises, able to get that final down on Shirro. And great anticipation as well from both squads, and that they were trying to play so well around Poro, able to pick up a few kills here and there. But at the end of the day, Misty and Moises just stood out and stood above. And with that, they're going to be heading off to grand finals with a chance to go for a bracket reset as well.